Good morning, good morning. It's Friday, man. So yesterday, y'all know we got that big cut done. It's chilly too this morning. It's a little bit warmer than it was yesterday, but y'all know that yesterday we got that big cut done. So I've accomplished a couple of good things this week. You know, I got that cleanup job out of the way. I got the cut yesterday out of the way. With it being so chilly, I'm able to maneuver the lawns around. I got 3 I'm gonna do this morning, and then y'all know what? We're fixing to go get the stump grinder. We're gonna take it over to the bamboo site, and we're gonna go on the pond bank over there and see what we can do with some of those stumps over there. What else I got? I ain't got a lot else. So yesterday, you know, after I got done with, see, my brain is only working in you know, with the labor and all, just one day at a time, because I can't never, you know, I needed to get done with the things I committed to before my second helper quit, or whatever, couldn't work out here no more, whatever. Of course, I see him all the time on the road, you know, going and doing his own gig. Nothing wrong with that. Just tell me. Don't tell me you can't come out here and work, and then because you can't do it, and then like you're fixing to go to have surgery tomorrow. You know, that's the way it was coming. You know, he was coming at me talking about, well, I can't even do the work, man, because I can't hardly even walk. But I've seen him 3 or 4 times in his own rig pulling it around, and hey, man, I'm all about that, man. But you ain't gotta lie to me, dude. You know, it's all good, man. You know, that's how you burn bridges. So and you know, I've been living in this area a long time, and he hadn't. So you know, I might be a good source for him at some point. You never know. I try not to burn bridges unless they just straight violate, you know. But I don't nurture relationships like a lot of people do either. So yeah, so yesterday, after I finally got done with those 2 things that I needed help on, and there's some other stuff I need help on too. You know, I got the big the $1 million street. I'm gonna have to do it at least 1 or 2 more times. No hurry or nothing though. But you know, buying the stump grinder and getting it and situated, and this week, well, I'm just glad to get everything situated. So now I can go out and make money with the stump grinder. So I called just 2 of my, you know, I got like 100 customers, give or take. So I called, you know, and I know them all, and I know the property, all the properties. So I made 2 phone calls yesterday, just 2, about stump grinding work, and they both want me to come grind stumps. The lady over there in Noonan, where Toby laid did that trashy sod job, that lady over there, she I called her, and she's gonna give me $600 to grind 2 stumps, and they're big, you know. She said 500, and I said, well, can you do 6? And she said, yeah. And I would have done them for 5 because I'm trying to learn, but you know, the more I can get, the better. So she said, yeah, anytime, you know, as long as it's not today. I'm like, okay. So that's a $600 job I got coming down the pipe, and I'm going to do it on Saturday is my thinking. So and then I called the bamboo site owner. Same thing. Yeah, man, bring it over, man. You can grind any stump on the pond bank. That'd be sweet. So that's the next thing. On that pond bank, I can just grind some of those stumps down. And I'm not down on the pond bank. I'm not really trying to go way below grade. I just want to go to where, you know, when you're weed eating, it doesn't. You're not. You know, hitting the stumps and stuff. Or when you bring a brush cutter over there and you want to go down and you want to put the brush cutter on the bank, you can go to the bank and you can let it down and you're not hitting no stump. We're not trying to go deep on the grade, deep into the ground like I would if it were on a homeowner's yard where they're putting grass or whatever. So I was gonna put an ad up, but before I did that, I said, well, hell, let me call a couple of customers that I know have stumps. And that's just the first two I called, the first two jobs I got. So, you know, there is a method to the madness, and I don't just arbitrarily buy $10,000, well, not quite $10,000 stump grinders and equipment and not have no purpose for them. We're going to get our money back. That's the number one thing I think about when I am buying an attachment. How long is it going to take me to get my money back? That's all I care about. I don't care about, you know, well, you ain't making enough, or you're not charging enough, or none of that shit. I don't care nothing about none of that. All I care about is I want to get my $9 grand that I spent on the stump grinder back in the bank. That's what I want. And that's all I want to do. So I ain't thinking about none of that other crap. Because a stump grinder like that is a purchase that you only have to make once in your life. So even if I got a bigger machine, a bigger, higher flow machine, this grinder could handle that. It is designed from 28 GPM, gallons per minute, to 40 gallons per minute on the hydraulic. So any machine that I may or may not buy in the future, you never know. You know, you can make so much money out here with these machines that you can flip the script real quick. I mean, you could get one job that would pay enough to buy a skid steer, y'all. I mean, if you're in the right spot, the right moment, and know the right people. It's a fact. There's many people in my area that'll that know a developer that'll go in there with, you know, forestry mulcher, stump grinder, and contacts, and go in there and make, you know, $100,000 on a job, or charge that much. So a couple of jobs you can buy a skid steer. So my thinking is always, let's get my money back on everything, like from this truck to the shop to the skid steer to every attachment, every lawnmower, every weed eater, every blower. I want to get my money back first, the money that it cost me to get that said equipment. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about. If I gotta do some stumps for just to keep practice and keep the grinder going for cheap, I will. As long as I'm not giving up anything more lucrative, right? I'm not going to give up, you know, I don't know, a $3,000 brush cutting job to go do a $200 stump. But if I don't have anything going on, I will do a $200 stump. Well, I'm kind of new in the skid steer world, and all the practice is, you know, worth it. Especially if you got a machine like I got, and you got all this other work that ain't skid steer work. You know, if I'm, and I mean, it's hard to explain. I don't really, you know, in the beginning of any attachment machine or anything that I got, I don't really too tough look at what other people are charging. I like to know that, don't get me wrong, so I can kind of, you know, gauge it in my head how good or bad I'm doing as far as time or whatever I'm charging. But in the initial stages of a skid steer or an attachment or anything that I don't know a whole lot about, my main goal is to make money with it, and also to pay for it. So and then after I get my money back, then I can, you know, charge what I want to charge, and if I don't get the job because I charge too much, then that's okay. It doesn't matter to me, because at that point I will be efficient enough with the machine, with the grinder, with whatever, to be able to say no and to that job and yes to the more lucrative job. In the initial phases, I'm not like that. I want to, any money that I can make with the stump grinder is good money, if you ask me. So that's what, you know, that's what I want to do. Me and the bamboo site owner, we'll work something out. I just want to go over there for a couple of hours with it and kind of just mess around with it, and be able to. So when I go to the house in Noonan tomorrow, I'll at least know somewhat how to run the thing. It's a little more, I don't want to say complicated. It's not really complicated. It's just a little more, well, I'm using electrical controls in the skid steer that I've never used before. And so I don't really understand everything about how everything works. Yeah, so. Oh, and another thing on that one guy said in the comments that brought out something yesterday when I was talking about, you know, the haters and all. I built a shop too. You know, for chucking a truck that ain't in business, how does he do that? So I just had to throw that out there. I can't believe I forgot that. The shop is such an integral part of the business at this point, but it's not a money maker. And so that's kind of when I was talking yesterday about, you know, attachments, equipment, blah, blah. I was talking about money making things. And the shop does not make me money. It doesn't, you know, I mean, it probably could if I got out of the business. I could rent this to somebody. You ain't gonna, I mean, and the way it's kind of private in its own little lot, with security, power, water, and big power too, I could rent it out to somebody that that would need a shop. You know, they could run a shop, they could run a business out of this shop. I do. And but I don't see that happening unless, you know, something happens. It'd be another way to make money or to pay my bills as I get older if I get out of this business. I don't see me getting out of this business, but, you know, you never know. You get hurt out here. You know, the script could flip in any given moment. You just never know. So I live in that world, preparing for the unknown always. So, and we could always prepare a little bit better, but I'm doing the best I can based on what I know and based on where I am in life. So, yeah. So, yeah. But I got these 3 over here in my neighborhood to do. So let's go on over here and get this $230, $40, whatever it is. And get on back home, load the skid steer up, and head over to the bamboo site, man. That's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do, y'all. Hey, and talked to everybody last night, and they're like, yeah, last cut, man. I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. I'm trying to get them all out of the way. The big one I did the other day, that's the last cut for that one. I love them damn GMC trucks, man. They look so freaking good, man. Boy, he's got a mess there. See, he's blowing. I would have never done it like that. He's blowing the shit out of the yard onto the driveway. I'm blowing the shit off the driveway into the yard, then I'm gonna bag it. Come on, dude. You working the hell out yourself. That's another one of those guys that knows what that got experience. I'm feeling pretty sassy this morning, y'all. You know, the guy that worked with me the last couple of days just to kind of help me catch up. He knows that's what it is, trying to help me catch up. He did good, man. And for what he knows, he doesn't know anything, and that's okay. I don't mind somebody that don't know anything. What I do mind is somebody telling me they know everything or know a lot, and you get out here and you say, dude, you really? Who told you you know a lot? And then I guess you can say the same thing to me from a bigger outfit. You could say, well, Ray, who told you you know a lot? Ain't nobody ever told me I know a lot. See, here's another stump grinding job I could get right here. Right here. She needs, this is another job that I could do. One of my neighbors. So, but a bigger outfit might say, Ray, you don't know what you're doing. Or you know, you say you got experience and all. I'm showing you. I'm living in the experience every day, and I'm evolving as well. So and it's okay. Everybody does things a little bit different. I just do things in a time-saving manner, and that's what I'm all about in every aspect of my life. I don't waste time. I just don't like wasting time doing dumb shit, man. So I don't. But I'm okay being solo, you know, today. And then next week, I'll have that young man come out maybe 2 days next week and help me do the $1 Million Street and help me do the bush job over in Gay, Georgia. I would have Zach come help me, but Zach's MIA, man. These are the only 3 yards I'm going to cut for the until next week, probably, unless I decide to do something over the weekend. So without further ado, I'm going to get these yards done so I can go play with my stump grinder, y'all. Deuces. Let's get to it, y'all. Uh-oh. I said, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Y'all see it back there, man. Y'all see Chucky looking all pretty with the damn brand new high flow stump grinder on here. And let's go over here. Either we're gonna tear something up or we're gonna make some money. One or the other's gonna happen. So I'm stoked, man. Okay, y'all, so let's start with something easy. This is a pine. It's pretty old. I should be able to get it out pretty easy. Now I'm going to be playing with it, so we're not really looking for hardcore efficiency or nothing. I'm going to try to leave it on you know, real time so we can hear it and everything. So I really don't know where to put y'all, but so I'm going to do this one and then that one and then that one. Okay, y'all, so 20 minutes to do those two, and I'm not going to go down any further. You can just cover them up, but they're old pine. They're not going to be. I think that's the sweet gum right there. So, but it's pretty smooth inside the way I'm doing them. But I don't really know anything, so yeah, it's real quiet inside there though. Can't hardly even see the stumps anymore. All this shit needs to be cut. So let's hit this one right here. This looks like a sweet gum, and you can tell where I went down on top of it with my grinder. You know, the brush cutter grinder I got. See, this is a little bit harder. Just a lot of controls here, down, back over, all right? But what I'd rather do really than use the down is just use the tilt on the bucket. See how quick that is? Tilt, back over. You'll see how, and these stumps are a lot taller than, you know, and really that's probably not the best place for the cutter to be. It ought to be about right down and over. So you can go down. You can't take too much off though. And keep in mind, this stump has been here for a minute, you know, a couple of years, well, about 5 years probably. I'm just trying not to take too much off at one time. So if I want to go down without moving the bucket, you can do that too. That's for when you're, I guess that's for when you're on the ground, right? Did y'all hear how quiet everything is? It's sweet. See, that's as far down as the cylinder will take it. So now you have to use this. So what I want to do is I want to bring the cylinder up and then take the whole bucket down. I mean the whole front down. And now you can see it a lot better too. Wow, that's something else. It really is.